Hello, my name is Don, and today I have a massive update to the Auto Miner add-on for everybody. It shouldn't even really be called an update, to be honest. It's basically just Auto Miner 2. I rebuilt the entire thing from the ground up. There's a brand new navigation system, a brand new interaction system, so much new stuff that you can see it in the whole changelog here on the page, but I can't even go through it right now. There's too much. I'm just gonna treat it like a brand new thing. So welcome to How to Do All the Basics again with me, Don. Anyways, starting off, you'll notice immediately if you hit T, you'll get a text prompt saying thank you for downloading AutoMiner. If you ever get confused, make sure you check out the documentation. I got so many questions that could have been solved by reading the first couple of sentences of the documentation. So if you get confused, go read the documentation, and then if you're still confused, join the Discord and ask me for help, okay? Alrighty. So, starting off, I should point out I have made some cuts. The auto wagon is no longer a part of the add-on. I didn't really see a point of including it because of some new features I've added. If y'all want it back, let me know. But it is cut along with all of the custom items that existed in the first version. So, let's start off with the new crafting recipes. The bolts are gone. This is the new miner recipe, and this is the new recipe for the hopper. So, I'm going to go ahead and make myself a miner real quick and pop it on down. So it has a slightly new texture, updated animations, all of that good stuff, but the most important thing is there's no more items to control it. So if you want to rotate it, you have to shift, interact, and that starts the rotation. If you want to turn it on and off, you just interact with it like normal. You see? That is all. Additionally, you're probably going to notice our boy here isn't so fast anymore. I highly nerfed the speed of this thing because it became very quickly overpowered with the ability to ticket, which we'll get into later. You'll also see I've added a bit of a UI so you can actually indicate what you have equipped to each miner. It shows you the torches, if you have a hopper equipped, and if you have the new thing equipped, a clock, which makes it tick like a player. So you can just release these and they will mine infinitely. You don't need to be in the load radius of it anymore. It's just gonna go off, do its thing, bring you stone and all the goodies. If you have a hopper, even better. You don't have to go collect the blocks. It's just gonna infinitely bring you blocks forever. Probably. Most likely. It can still die in a few situations, but it's pretty limited. Anyways, so, yep, moving on. We, of course, have the pump. Same as last time, just a new recipe. I made everything a little bit more expensive because, again, everything is really overpowered. Now, I already have two placed, so I'm just going to put this back in here. But you'll see, I do have two placed. Now, unlike in the first version, you can actually have multiple pumps, and it will target the nearest one to it. So this is now multiplayer friendly. The only thing I need to point out is that because all of these miners now tick, I thought it would be a good idea to add some sort of functionality to cancel all of that in case you end up with a lag beast of a game. So if you shift interact with the pump, it's going to recall all of your miners. Got our stuff back. But the only downside to this is, say your buddy has a pump on the other side of the map, he can despawn all of your miners. That may not be good. Best solution I got so far. So moving back onto the auto miner, what does he do now? We have some other items in here, and these are all the things you can use to interact with it. So it is now dyeable, and of course we have the hopper, the clock, and the torches like in the last thing. So we can give it torches, it'll count, and it'll place it all automatically. Good stuff, good stuff. We can give it a hopper, it's going to show. We can give it a clock, it's going to show. And great, now it's going to tick off into infinity. And then of course we can now dye it. Let's grab some of these dyes and I'll show it off. Green, pink, brown. If you pick up the colored miner, you will actually get the proper colored egg, so you can place it right back down as the dyed edition. Well, let's give this guy back this stuff. And the last thing you can equip to it, which I seem to have forgot to include in the chest, are ore blocks. So by default, the miner already has the iron drill bit equipped, so there's no reason to give it that. Nothing is going to happen. But if we give it gold, it now has a gold drill bit. Additional to its cosmetic appearance, it will actually now move faster. If we turn it on, you'll see it's going a lot faster than it did with the iron variant. If we give it diamond, it'll go even faster, and if we give it netherite, it's going to go at its top speed. Now, I thought this was a good balance considering how much stuff these guys actually give you. You see it's bringing it right over to the pump. So what else is new aside from those features? Well, the back end to this guy is now pretty crazy. He has a lot of pathfinding mechanics. It'll kind of bounce around sometimes, but it'll always go for the best path down. The biggest thing that was pointed out with the first version of the add-on is that it could break bedrock, so I've stopped that. It will no longer function below Y level 5. You're welcome. That was the easiest way to make that possible, so it no longer breaks bedrock. If it happens to get down that low, you're gonna have to go retrieve your miners or recall them, sorry. Anyways, I have been Don. There'll be a better description of everything in the actual documentation. I'd also like to thank all the people that reviewed the first version of this add-on. That was pretty crazy to see the just sheer amount of YouTubers that did a way better tutorial than I did. I'll see you later with another update or another bout of weird mechanical wonderness. Goodbye.